Pickle, more business to attend to.
Yes.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football, in conjunction with the Texas Bowl, is proud to present the Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week award to the most deserving high schooler in the state of Texas. Every Monday, that's today, TexasFootball.com will announce 10 candidates for that week's award based on the previous week's on-field performance. We then leave it up to you voting at TexasFootball.com. I believe it's open right now.
Yes.
Voting closes at noon each Friday, and we announce the winner right here on Texas Football Today. We've got another slate of big-time nominees for the Player of the Week. Your Week 3 Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week nominees. Spring quarterback Bishop Davenport. I think they should promote him to Cardinal.
This guy rules.
I think they should promote him, maybe even Pope. That's a Catholic clergy joke. 22 of 29, 388 yards, 5 touchdowns passing, 114 yards, and 2 touchdowns rushing for spring quarterback Bishop Davenport. Rockwall wide receiver Noble Johnson, 12 catches, 249 yards, and 4 touchdowns receiving. That guy was on one in a big win over Lake Travis. Speaking of wide receivers, Pflugerville Weiss wide receiver Micah Gifford, 12 catches, 186 yards, and 4 touchdowns receiving for Pflugerville Weiss wide receiver Micah Gifford. Huffman Hargraves quarterback Luke Thomas, 14 of 24, 234 yards, and 3 touchdowns passing. He had 47 yards rushing. He had 3 tackles, a tackle for a loss, 2 interceptions, and he returned one of the interceptions, 90 yards for a touchdown. Huffman Hargrave athlete.
That stat line was like this long in the email. I was like, oh my goodness.
Early running back and linebacker Tre Beam, 8 carries, 139 yards, and 4 touchdowns rushing. So he averaged a touchdown every 2 carries. He also had 8 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and he recovered a fumble for a touchdown. Tre Beam, have yourself a day. North Garland. Okay, I did not practice his last name. I apologize. North Garland quarterback God's Power Nwawui.
I believe
Nwawui?
so. Yes.
I'm sorry.
I think you need to put more emphasis on the second W.
Nwawui.
Yes.
Okay. God's Power Nwawui. 233 yards, 4 touchdowns passing, 170 yards, and 4 touchdowns rushing for God's Power. His name's God's Power.
Yeah. Just leave. The last name doesn't need to be said at that point.
North Garland quarterback God's Power. El Campo running back Reuben Owens, 19 carries, 300 yards, 5 touchdowns rushing. He went 1 of 3 passing for 39 yards and a touchdown through the air, too, just for fun.
Sure.
Dangerfield athlete Aaron Hampton, 3 tackles, a tackle for loss, 2 interception returns for touchdowns. He also ran for 75 yards and a score.
Goodness.
The Taylor Ducks wide receiver and cornerback Jarvis Andersen, 7 carries, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, 4 catches, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving, 5 tackles, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
I'd say Coach Houston is probably pretty pleased with that.
Quack, quack. Big weekend for Ducks.
Yeah.
And finally, Vega quarterback Ryan Growunder, 8 of 11 for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns passing, plus he carried the ball 14 times for 140 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. So those are your Week 3 Mr. Texas Football Player of the Week nominees. Vote early, vote often, vote now at TexasFootball.com. Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.